Yes, if I was squashed right now, I would be fretting, having diarrhea, all kind of things. Because the table not only turn over, and the server is Jayman. Because Jayman is taking the biggest bite out of the apple. So number two, Jayman murder charges. Welcome to the Jamaica Young Police channel. At the channel, where we as a community do not like criminals, terrorists, their supporters, enablers, and financiers. If you haven't subscribed to the channel as yet, subscribe, like the video, share the video, and comment below. Because all you're getting over here is anti-criminals narrative. That's all we're giving you. Anti-criminal narrative. We're not giving you nothing special about criminal. We are telling you that criminals and terrorists are bad for your community, bad for you, and bad for everyone. In a surprise move by the district attorney in the capital, murder charges against it, Raheem Shelton, aka Jayman, are downgraded to second degree murder. Is criminal supporting factions on the internet and the various social media praising the move by saying, bad man, top shutter, and yard man, don't tell police nothing, nothing. Why I pity you, ignoramus. Let me break down this case from the court filing in details and explain to my loyal viewers and subscribers what has happened and the difference between first degree murder and second degree murder. In the state of Florida, the difference between first degree and second degree murder is whether the killing is premeditated. It occurred during a felony, was due to selling illegal drugs, or resulting from a depraved mind. There was no drugs involved, but guess what? Jayman had a depraved mind. Yes, sir. Cannot escape that one right there. Depending on the facts, the line between the two degrees may not be clear, though the difference in sentences may be life and death. Prosecutors seek the death penalty in first degree murder cases. The worst sentence for second degree murder conviction is life in prison. Yes, life in prison. If you face murder charges, your life is at stake. Listen again. If you face murder charges, your life is at stake. You are going to need a very experienced criminal defense attorney. That means you're going to need a good lawyer. And the lawyer is ready to start your defense as soon as you hire them, whether it's a he, she, or more than one. So the lawyer can talk about your case. The lawyer will treat you with the respect and professionalism you deserve. The lawyer will aggressively fight for you, your rights and your freedom. When the lawyer negotiates with law enforcement and prosecutor in court, they try to seek a favorable sentence for you. So knowing Jayman's lawyer is a public defender, you think he doesn't have any time to go through no rigmarole with the court because he knows that Jayman is guilty because he had on video shooting Muscleman. Even when Muscleman, well, even although Fredman had killed Muscleman, Fredman, the short guy, or you guys were arguing. Stop saying Fredman then. It's Fredman who claims to be the brother of Squash, the short man with the AK-47 rifle. And you guys must try to figure out who I'm talking. And sorry for the digression. What does first degree murder means? Homicide, or illegally killing someone, is broken down into several degrees of murder and manslaughter under Florida law. The facts should determine what degree applies to a case. There are different elements to each degree. They all must be proven beyond a reasonable doubt by the prosecution. What does first degree mean as far as a possible sentence? The sentences are most harsh with first degree murder, then generally becomes less severe with other degrees, these other degrees charge. If convicted of first degree murder in Florida, your punishment will be death or life imprisonment. First degree murder includes premeditated killing. The prosecutor must show beyond a reasonable doubt that you had specific intent to kill and deliberately did so. And that's Jayman, Fredman, Rayman, and Squash. They meet all the elements, points to prove the offense right here. This often means there was a plan or a design to do so. So they plan it. It's something that they are conspire, all four of them, because based on what is on the street, that Musselman got paid for them to kill Squash, and he set up Squash, and Squash almost loses his life. It is usually shown by establishing the activities or steps you took to get ready to commit the crime. Witnesses could testify whether you spoke about committing the crime before it happened and your possible motive. 2. Felony murder. Felony murder can be charged if a homicide occurred while you committed or tried to commit a specific felony listed in state law. They include burglary, home invasion robbery, kidnapping, sexual battery, and murdering another person during the commission of a crime. The prosecutor must show you intended to participate in the underlying felony. You don't need to commit the killing to be convicted. So that's don't apply to Jayman, Rayman, and Fredman because they didn't break in any house. Death caused by dealing drugs and related crime. First degree murder can be charged if a death resulting from drug dealing and the unlawful distribution of controlled substances, like an accidental overdose. The offenses must involve controlled substance spelled out in state law, including cocaine and heroin. Possible defense for first degree murder charge are based on the facts of the situation. They can include that the death was not premeditated, or it was deliberate or intentional, but was an accident or an act of self defense. You could try to show you weren't involved in the felony or did not sell the drugs that caused the death. What does second degree murder means? It's an unlawful killing caused by an act that's imminently dangerous to another and shows a depraved mind, but there was no planning or premeditation to commit the homicide. So you see, with Jayman's case, the reason why his case is dropped down to second degree now. Second degree murder charge, has nothing to do with the charge that he's charged. He should be still charged with first degree. So right here, if you are squash on the others, you must be worried. Because if you in second degree murder charge, it doesn't say anything about premeditated or things that plan. Let me repeat it. It's the unlawful killing caused by an act that's imminently dangerous to another and show a depraved mind, but there was no planning or premeditation to commit the homicide. So that means this killing, for him to charge with second degree, that means they didn't plan to kill Musselman. Just a total different thing. But based on what on the streets and the information, we in the diaspora know that they had planned to kill Musselman, and that's why Squash must be worried. Because second degree murder charge does not apply to Jayman. So when Jayman talking about he's not talking, that is just smokes in mirror. Because and I'm telling you, it's gonna be bitter for these guys. State courts, state courts have ruled this include a killing that was result or ill will, hatred, spite, or evil intent. An act of a person of ordinary judgment would know is reasonably certain to kill or cause serious bodily injury. Acts showing indifference to human life. The required intent can be inferred from the circumstances and shown by the defendant's act before and after using deadly force. Second degree murder can be charged if a crime victim dies during the commission of a felony specified by statute, burglary, home invasion, robbery, and others. The prosecutor would need to establish that the deceased was a victim of a second degree murder committed by someone other than the person charged. What does second degree murder means for possible penalty? If you are convicted of second degree murder, you could be sentenced to a term in prison ranging from 15 years to life. Offenses could be mistaken identity. The death was accidentally or it was excused under the law as a defense against an attack on you or another. There is no state charge more serious than murder. If you are charged with first or second degree murder, you face some of the harshest penalties the criminal justice system can impose. This is why you need to retain the most qualified criminal defense attorneys, that mean lawyers, you can. And you know that Jayman is a pauper, he's an indigent person, he's poor. So, as they say now, so once you hire lawyers, the lawyers will fight aggressively to protect your rights and freedom. They they are the ones who are going to represent you the most. Most murder cases can be highly complex. Apparently strong prosecution evidence can have weakness when looking closely at it. An effective defense begins when the defense attorney's strategy. If you are charged with homicide, you may feel alone. So you see, Jayman is feeling alone because he's the only one in jail, you know. But you don't need to go through this challenging legal battle on your own. Time is short and you need the best possible defense. The charges have been reduced to murder in the second degree with a firearm filed in the circuit court of the 17th Judicial Circuit in and for Broward County, Florida. The state of Florida plaintiff versus Jareem Shelton, aka Jayman. I'm the one that had on the Jayman tweets, and he's the defendant. In the name and by the authority of the state of Florida, Harold F. Pryor, State Attorney for the 17th Judicial Circuit of Florida as prosecuting attorney for the state of Florida in the county of Broward, and through his undersigned assistant attorney, charges that count one, murder in the second degree with a firearm, Jareem Shelton, aka Jayman, on or about the 19th day of October in the year 2022, AD mean the year of our Lord, in the county of Broward, state of Florida, did then and there unlawfully and feloniously kill and murder Dwayne Francis, aka Musselman, a human being by act imminently dangerous to another and demonstrating a depraved mind without regard for human life, to wit, by shooting with a firearm, with the said firearm being in the actual possession of Jareem Shelton, aka Jayman, who discharged said firearm, and as a result of the discharge, death as inflicted upon Dwayne Francis, aka Musselman, contrary to Section 782.04, open and close bracket 2, 777.001, and 775.087, open and close bracket 1 and 2, open and close bracket, lowercase a, 3 of Florida statutes, L10. Count 2. Murder in the second degree with a firearm. Jareem Shelton, aka Jayman, on about 19th day of October in the year 2022 in the county of Broward, in the county of Broward, state of Florida, did then and there unlawfully and feloniously kill and murder Jeffrey Murray, aka Ford Law, a human being, by an act imminently dangerously to another and demonstrating a depraved mind without regard for human life. To wit, Jayman, by shooting a firearm with the said firearm being in the actual position, that means he had it in his hand, on his person. He have control over the firearm. That's what it means. Of Jareem Shelton, aka Jayman, who discharged, that means him fire the said firearm, and as a result of the discharge, death has inflicted upon Jeff Murray, aka Ford Law, contrary to section 782.04, open and close bracket 2, 777.011, and 775.087, open and close bracket 1, and open and close bracket 2, open and close bracket lowercase a, open and close bracket 3 of Florida statute, open and close L10. So what this case is going in a different direction, and the other men who are involved in this case, they are not supposed to be feeling comfortable at all, knowing what Jayman has done and what he's doing. Because Jayman is very smart, He's looking out for himself, and he's making sure that I am not going to let them get a bigger bite at the apple. I am taking the bigger bite first because every man for himself. I was trying to defend Squash, Musselman, and Ford Law got killed. And I do believe that Squash was trying to kill me too because he should not have shot Musselman in the head because that the AK-47 that he used to shoot Muscle in the head fly through and hit me in my neck. So that is the reason why. So when the police, and the prosecutor told him, hey, look, don't just say that your friend they were trying to kill you, and even when you dropped, they were still shooting at you. You're very lucky, and they show him video and stuff like that. And criminals, in the criminal world, there is no loyalty among criminals. Because criminals, remember, the main ingredient to be a criminal, you have to be a very dishonest person. You have to be a person who have no conscience. You have to be a person who have a depraved mind. And your everything about you is unethical. So imagine what Jayman went through when the police were interrogating him. As a former detective, as for me, showing him a video, yes, I use those mind games on him and let him know that, maybe the police even have recording from conversation that Squash was having with one of them. Because most people do that now. You see the cell phone that we have now in 2022, it's a two-way radio. So, yes, I am not compromising any police investigation. I am just commenting. The cell phone that all of us have, and you cannot remove the battery. It's a two-way radio. So even when you turn off the cell phone, Uncle Sam is still hearing everything and recording everything. If you have the cell phone, the only thing that you can do is try to block the wave, and you can't because it's connected to a system. So whatever recording that they have to let Jayman hear for himself that he was the least in the group, that will make him flip because he's gonna start screw up him face and twist him finger, and he's gonna be like, I didn't know that they were planning this to me. If you haven't subscribed to the channel as yet, subscribe, like the video, share the video, and most of all, comment. And there's a WhatsApp link for people within the group who want to communicate with each other. It's free for everyone of the Jamaica Young Police community. Go there. Um, when you select the thing, make sure you change the profile photograph and your name because we do not want people to expose it because we don't know who's who over there because it's not a paid thing. 'Cause if it was paid, then you have to go through the different scrutiny and stuff like that. And the reason why we do this is because we want to interact with the people. Have yourself a beautiful day. Jamaica Young Police out. And coming up, you'll get more tomorrow about this case because this is just a tip of the iceberg. All the best to you. One.